Welcome to the Lifetime Assembly channel. My name is John. Today I'm going to help you assemble your bolt-down crank adjust basketball system with a 54-inch tempered glass backboard. Before we get started, make sure the model number of your basketball system is listed in the description below. This video will follow the steps outlined in the assembly manual that comes with the system, but if you've already begun and need help on a specific step, check the description below for a timestamp associated with each step. There are steps within this assembly that require 3 people, so be sure to have at least 2 other adults available to help. Before we get into the assembly process, let's take a look at the tools you'll need to complete the job. You'll need 2 3/4-inch wrenches, 2 1/2-inch wrenches, a 9/16 wrench, a 5/16 Allen key, which is included, a 3/8 Allen key, which is included, a 5/16 nut driver, a tape measure, a rubber mallet, a Phillips head screwdriver, a level, and a drill. You may see us use an impact driver. If you decide to use one as well, be sure not to over torque or over tighten the hardware. To make this easier, we're going to use a socket set and a socket adapter. You will also need additional tools to prepare an area to anchor your basketball system, so refer to your manual to see what other supplies you'll need. This video is meant to be used as a companion to the assembly manual and not a direct replacement, so for the best results, make sure to have the assembly manual on hand during the build. It's also crucial that you refer to the assembly manual to review the safety instructions for this build to prevent serious injury or property damage. All right, let's get started. This section will go over how to prepare an area to cement your template in the ground. Since we're inside, we're not going to be able to do that, but it's important that you do. So refer to your manual in section 1 to see how to properly cement your template in the ground. For this video, we're going to use this conversion plate as our template. Lay your bottom pole on the ground so that the part of the base plate that extends the most is facing up. Then slide the top pole onto the bottom pole, making sure that this hole is also facing up. Before moving on to the next step, make sure you've done the previous steps properly, where this hole is on the same side as the extended part of the base plate. Now we're going to seat the poles together by striking the bottom end on a piece of scrap wood or thick cardboard 3 times. You're going to need to use some force, so be careful not to hit your toes. It's crucial that you complete this step, otherwise your poles could become separated during use, causing serious injury or property damage. Secure the poles together through this hole with the self-tapping screw. The screw is designed to go through the metal underneath. Attach the pole brackets to the top pole, making sure they're oriented like this. Attach the lower extension arms to this hole on the top pole, making sure it goes through this hole on the extension arms. When adding the hardware, the small spacer goes on the outside of the extension arm and the large spacer goes in between the extension arm and the pole. Do not fully tighten this hardware yet. Next, we're adding hardware to this hole. slide the bushing onto the bolt, slide it through the pole, add the other bushing and the nut. Take the upper extension arms and attach the longer angled end to this hole on the pole, making sure they're oriented like this. When adding the hardware, the small spacer goes on the outside of the extension arm and the large spacer goes in between the extension arm and the pole. Align the spacer at the top of the crank adjust with these holes on the lower extension arm and secure with the hardware. If your spacer happens to come out, line up the holes on the sleeve and the piston and then reinsert the spacer. Now go back and tighten this hardware on the lower extension arm, making sure not to over tighten. Attach the bracket on the crank adjust to the brackets on the pole. If the holes don't line up, adjust the crank until they do. The small spacers go on the outside and the large spacers go in between the brackets. Place the backboard on a table face up, making sure this hangs over the edge. Place a rim impact spacer over these holes, making sure it's oriented like this. It's crucial that you add this spacer before continuing. Add the left and right rim housing over the spacer, oriented like this, and then add the hardware in the lower holes. Add the long bolts to the holes at the top of the rim housing and then secure on the back, making sure to add your rim adapter plate. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Take the eye bolt and insert it into this notch and then add your rim pin to hold it in place. Insert the rim into the rim housing, making sure the eye bolt stays oriented like this. Line up these holes and add the hardware, making sure to add your spacer in between the housing and the rim. Only finger tighten this hardware for now. Add the spring holder onto the eye bolt, making sure it's oriented like this. Add the carriage bolt to the spring holder. Add the spacer. Place the bolt through the bracket. Then add the nut, but only finger tighten for now. Next, tighten the hardware holding the rim housing to the backboard. Add the compression spring to the eye bolt, then the washer and the 2 nuts. Now tighten this hardware. Next, tighten the hardware holding the spring holder. Now tighten the 2 nuts at the bottom of the compression spring, but only tighten until the nuts are flush with the end of the bolt. Attach the cover plate to the housing, making sure it's oriented like this. With the help of at least one other person, attach the lower extension arms to the frame and secure with the hardware. Now attach the upper extension arms to these holes on the back of the backboard. Add a star washer to each of the 4 bolts on the template. Before continuing, make sure the concrete has had at least 72 hours to cure. Before lifting the system up, make sure it's lowered to its lowest height setting. With the help of at least 2 other people, lift the system up onto the bolts, being careful not to damage the threads. Do not fully tighten this hardware yet. While two people continue to hold the system, take a carpenter's level and place it on the backboard to make sure it's level. If it's not level, you'll need to adjust the nuts underneath the base plate until it's level. Once the system is level, go ahead and tighten the nuts on top of the base plate. Once those are tight, add the plastic caps to the exposed threads. With the help of another person, adjust the system so that the top of the rim measures 7 feet 6 inches from the playing surface. With the 7.5 foot mark at the top, place a sticker just below the cover on the crank adjust. Now you can add the large loops on the net to the hooks on the rim. Thank you for watching this video on how to assemble your Lifetime bolt-down crank adjust basketball system with a 54-inch tempered glass backboard. If you found this video helpful, give us a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe to our channel. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our customer service team and check out our other awesome products at lifetime.com.